It was raining hard. The kind of rain that drowns out noise and thought. The city was a blur of headlights, honks, and umbrellas. And there, on the corner of 8th and Main, soaked to the skin and shivering, a young woman stood holding a baby wrapped in a thin blanket. She was crying. Not loudly. Not dramatically. Just quietly. The way people cry when they've run out of strength to scream. Her lips trembled as she whispered to every passerby, "Please, please save my baby." Most people didn't hear her. Some saw her, felt sorry, but kept walking. No one wanted to get involved. But one man did. A sleek black Rolls-Royce had pulled up to the side of the street. The window rolled down, and from inside, a pair of cold, sharp eyes looked out. Alexander Reed, one of the city's youngest self-made billionaires, had been on his way to a high-profile investor dinner. But the moment he looked into the woman's eyes, he forgot the meeting. He forgot the world. And everything changed. Alexander had built an empire from nothing. Son of a factory worker, orphaned at 16, he had clawed his way up ruthlessly. No distractions. No love. No trust. Life had been a transaction to him. Until now. He stepped out of the car, umbrella in hand. The driver panicked. "Sir. You'll get soaked." But Alexander didn't listen. He walked straight up to the woman. "What's your name?" he asked, his voice deep but steady. "Sarah," she whispered. "Please, my daughter, she has a fever. I can't lose her." Alexander didn't ask questions. He scooped the baby into his arms, ignoring the rain, and turned to his driver. St. Anne's Children's Hospital. Now. In the hospital's emergency room, under the harsh white lights, doctors rushed to treat the baby. Pneumonia. Dehydration. High fever. Sarah sat in the corner, clutching her hands, silently mouthing prayers. Alexander stood nearby, watching her, not just her fear, but her strength. He'd dealt with boardrooms full of powerful men who cracked under pressure. But this woman, with nothing to her name, radiated a quiet courage that moved him deeply. "She hasn't eaten," the nurse told Alexander privately. "The mother, I mean. Probably hasn't had a proper meal in days." Without a word, Alexander left. He returned 15 minutes later with food. Not from a 5-star restaurant, but warm homemade soup from a small shop across the street. He didn't hand it to her like charity. He placed it on the table gently. "You need to eat to stay strong for her," he said. She looked at him like he was a stranger from another planet. Why are you helping me?" she asked, tears in her eyes. He paused. "I don't know," he admitted. "But when I looked into your eyes, I saw something I haven't seen in a long time. Hope. The baby survived. Her name was Emily. 3 days later, the doctors declared her stable." Sarah wept in relief, holding Emily close to her chest as the morning sun poured into the hospital window. Alexander hadn't left. He cancelled his meetings. Ignored angry calls from his board. He simply stayed. Watching. Helping. Learning. Sarah finally told him her story. She had been married once. Her husband had died in a construction accident before Emily was born. With no family, no savings, and no support, she'd been surviving day by day, working late shifts, skipping meals, sheltering in bus stops and church basements. "I didn't want money," she said. "I just wanted someone to see me. To see her." Alexander felt something crack inside his chest. All his wealth, all his power, none of it meant anything in that moment. Because this woman, with nothing but love in her heart, had more strength than he had ever known. A week later, Sarah and Emily were discharged. Alexander didn't want to let them go. So he didn't. He offered her a job. Initially as a personal assistant, then later as the head of a non-profit foundation he funded in her and Emily's name, the Little Lights Foundation, supporting single mothers and homeless children. It wasn't charity. It was redemption. Working together, Alexander and Sarah built something that touched thousands. But more importantly, they healed each other. Slowly, honestly. He had saved her child. But she had saved his heart. The foundation's first anniversary gala was held in the same hotel Alexander once used to make cold business deals. But this night was different. Sarah stood at the podium, Emily asleep in her arms. Her voice shook with emotion. "I once begged a stranger to save my baby," she said. "But what I didn't know was that he would save me, too. And I would save him." We saved each other. In the front row, Alexander stood, clapping with moist eyes. He wasn't the same man. Because sometimes, all it takes is a desperate plea, a brave heart, and one moment of kindness to change everything.